Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm going to just be discussing the future of the Washington Capitals just because this team, if you didn't know, they missed the playoffs this year, but I'm excited about the future and I'm going to let you know why in this video here today. So what I'm going to do basically is we'll get into some of the hot topics, like things that people are wondering about this team. We'll go into some of the young guys who are going to have a big impact on this team next year and in the years to come. We're going to get into what the Caps, need to do this offseason, or what they should do. And, so let's just get right into the video. Just starting with the biggest question of the offseason for the Washington Capitals, and that is, will their captain, Alex Ovechkin, retire? Alex Ovechkin is 40 years old. And the question that a lot of people wonder is he done? Or will he come back and play another year? Now, I still think this is 50-50. I think Ovechkin wants to come back, but I don't think it's official that, he's for sure going to come back. I think it's 50-50. If Ovechkin feels like he can have another solid season, I'd say come back. But if he comes back just because he just wants to come back, then I think that's a mistake. I think if he's coming back, he needs to be confident that he can have a good season for the Capitals, and that'll definitely help them if he can have a solid season. Now, if Ovechkin decides to retire, hang up his equipment, congrats on a heck of a career. Ovechkin is a phenomenal player, most goals in NHL history in the regular season. A lot of respect for Alex Ovechkin. He's a heck of a player. But we do have a lot of young players that definitely can step up and make this team next year. There's no question about it. For example, Ryan Leonard. He is 21 years old. He's a right winger, so he's not the same position as Ovechkin, who is a left winger. Leonard's 21. He played the full year with the Capitals. He did a really nice job this year. He looked good. He's 21 years old. He's only going to get better. Cole Hudson, defenseman, he's 19. He's only going to get better. He had a really good year this year for the Capitals in the games that obviously he played, as he was not with the team the full season. So now to Ilya Prudis. Now he can play left wing. He can also play center. He's 19 years old. He got a few games with the Capitals and looked awesome. Now he's back with Hershey for their Calder Cup playoff run that they will try to go on. So Prudis back in Hershey now, but he's 19, and he's going to make the team out of camp next year. I truly believe that. We know Leonard and Hudson will already be on the team because they were already on the team. But Prudis, I think he makes the team out of camp. I think he's just back in Hershey just for the run, and then he's going to be up with the Caps next year for the full season. He doesn't need to spend any more time in Hershey. Prudis is ready to be an NHL player. He is. He's ready. So now to Andrew Cristall, a left winger. He's 21 years old. He has not made his NHL debut yet, but I do think he will be close to making the team next year out of training camp. I could see him make the team. I could also see him being sent back down to Hershey. That is just going to depend on how he looks in camp and if there is a spot for him on the team. Another guy that potentially could get a look is right winger Bogdan Trineyev. He's 24 years old. He could be a pretty solid bottom six guy in the NHL for the Capitals at some point. Maybe it's next year. I don't completely know yet, but Bogdan has done a really nice job at Hershey, and I think the Caps should give him a fair look next season. Moving on to left winger Ivan Miroshnichenko. Now, I think when the Caps drafted him, this was kind of their hope to kind of replace Ovechkin, because Miro loves shooting the puck. He loves scoring goals. He's 22, and so can Ivan step up and take Ovechkin's spot? No, not yet. The bottom line is Miro's still very young at 22. You can't just throw Ivan up and say, oh, you're Ovechkin's replacement. You got to play like Ovechkin. You can't do that to a kid that is 22 and still needs to develop, still needs to kind of learn and all that. Miro looked good. The Caps gave him a call-up this year. He looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie. He looked pretty good for the Capitals, but I don't believe he's ready to take Ovechkin's spot quite yet. Another guy, a center, Henrik Rubinski, 24 years old. The Caps could give him a look. I think he'll probably be in Hershey for the most of the season next year, but I do think he needs a look in the NHL because he's a pretty solid player down in Hershey. So now I'm going to get into the goaltenders. I actually do have an opinion on this goaltending situation. So first we have goalkeeper Logan Thompson. Now Logan Thompson is 29 years old, perfectly fine. Logan Thompson will be your starting goaltender next year. There is absolutely no questions to be asked. Logan Thompson is the Capitals starting netminder next year. He's proven it, and he just definitely will be the starter for the Capitals next season. So now to the other guy, goalkeeper Charlie Lindgren. He is 32 years of age. I personally think the Caps should trade Lindgren. I think they should. I think they'll get a good return for him. And then I think goalkeeper Clay Stevenson, who is 27, should take Lindgren's spot. I think Thompson should be the starter. I think Stevenson should be the backup for the Capitals next year if I am Chris Patrick. I would say Thompson's my number one, Stevenson's my number two, and I'd be fine with that. So, like we went over, there is a lot of young players that potentially could have an impact on the Capitals next year. And that is why I'm excited about the future of this team. I love Spencer Carberry. He's a heck of a coach. And with all these young kids that we just talked about, the future for this team is bright. It's very bright. And the bottom line is just these guys just need to continue to develop. They need to just continue to develop, continue to get better. And when these guys develop, this is going to be a really fun team to watch because all these young guys, I think, will be really good NHL players either next year or in just a few years. They're just a few years away from being excellent players. Now, some of these guys like Leonard, Hudson, Protas, Miro, they could be really good next year. Other guys like Rubinski, Trinyaev, Chris Stahl, it might take them a year or two before they're like really good up with the Capitals. So the Caps need to make some decisions in the offseason. They definitely do. They need to make sure that they fill the holes. I don't believe you just take all these young kids and throw them in the lineup and say, oh, that's all we're going to do. No. You do need to get some free agents in here. I would personally get a good forward. I would get a good defender. I think maybe you're fine. I think add a few forwards to the team. I want to add a top six forward for sure. Somebody that can play the top six. You need a top six guy because a lot of these young kids, as they begin their NHL career, they'll play on like the bottom six roles. And so if you can kind of like put a lot of good experienced guys in your top six, that's going to help these young kids. Like if they can learn behind some really good players. And so it's just important that this team goes out there in free agency to get the players they need to get. And so I would say get a top six forward, probably a top six defenseman as well in free agency. Maybe get some other smaller guys who could potentially make the team, potentially could be sent to Hershey. There is also other young kids. These are just kind of the guys that I think most people know about and realize, yeah, they can have a look. There is other guys, other prospects coming up, but they haven't played in Hershey yet, and I don't believe they're going to be playing with the Capitals and making the team out of camp next year. These are some guys that I think legitimately could. But yeah, so it's going to be a very interesting offseason. I don't think there's any doubt about it. It's going to be very interesting just to see what all happens. And I'm really excited to see what they do in the offseason. I will make videos about what they do in the offseason as well. Every team. I will go over the signings. I'll go over the big signings, the smaller signings. I'm excited about this summer. I'm excited to see what happens with the Capitals, with all the other teams. I am excited, and I cannot wait to bring that content to you guys. So I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too. As you guys will be getting a lot of content this summer. So that's all I have. Basically, the big question is, will Ovechkin retire? These young kids are going to step up, and then you got to go out in free agency and you got to add some pieces, and we'll be good to go. Also, before we end the video, we got to get a new power play coach. That's the bottom line. And so that's what we have for today's video. So thanks, guys, for watching. Really appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.